Hello and welcome to this training on how to be assertive at work without being rude or aggressive or a jerk. In this video, you'll learn another 10 assertive strategies around expressing yourself and avoiding weak language. On top of that, you'll figure out the assertive moments. Now let's get started. Part C is about expressing yourself. So important. Being assertive means expressing yourself. You need to share your intentions. You need to share what's behind in your head. Because sometimes when you speak, you hide things, especially if you're passive or passive-aggressive. You tend to hide things, hide emotions, hide thoughts, and you just come out with the final thought or your request or something like that. And people don't understand where you're coming from. They don't understand why you're asking for work-life balance. They don't understand why you think you deserve a promotion. They don't understand why you think that you should take a project. They don't understand why you're saying no. Sometimes expressing what's behind in your head, your motivations and your intentions, is really going to help people understand you, and it's going to help you be more effective in your communication. So start thinking about sharing your intentions, because if you don't do that, you know what's going to happen? People are going to make assumptions about what your intentions are. And most of the time, those assumptions are going to be negative, right? If you came in late, share a little bit about what's happening to you so that people can help you. Whatever is going on in your life, you can share a little bit about your intentions so that people can understand you and help you and see you in a positive light. Sharing is good. Obviously, you got to be thoughtful about when you share and to whom you share, but sometimes you're not sharing enough. And part of that is sharing not only your ideas in situations and meetings and get-togethers, but your feelings and your desires. And you'll see how effective it's so powerful when you share your feelings to change other people's behavior, because it's a very good way to ask people to do things without pushing or blaming or pointing your finger at them. And also sharing your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations so that people can participate in what it is and your ambitions. And like I said, the feelings and your requests and saying no and all of those things, you're going to use I statements. I statements is so important. And when you use you statements, you end up blaming and being pushy and aggressive. And you don't want to be aggressive. With assertiveness, you got to be respectful and polite. And you know how to do that and express yourself at the same time? You use I statements. You make it all about you, especially if it's a negative thing. So when you say, I feel that you, well, forget the you, I feel confused in this situation where I'm not invited, I don't come to the meeting, I'm not invited to the meeting, and I don't know what to focus on. You need to use I statements to express yourself, express how you feel about a situation that you're not liking. And then you say, I'd love to be invited to these meetings going forward. Then you make your request. For me, it's important to do this. I love learning and continuing my personal development. And that's why I would love to have some free time once a month on Friday afternoons for personal development, for training. Whatever it is that you want or you don't like, you need to start with I statements. And then you also want to use when, then I. So when something happens, then I feel this, then I that. When this conversation or when this meeting has too many people, then I find it hard to contribute. Right? Whatever it is, you can use the structure. Another thing is the if this happens, then this happens. So let's say you're trying to communicate consequences to someone, right? An employee, typical situation. If you, and here you have to be super specific, it's always about being specific. If you are doing, if you continue to come late to work, show up late, then I will not be able to give you this positive rating and you will not get your raise, right? You want to communicate consequences before the consequences happen so that you give people an opportunity to change their behavior, which is going to be a win-win for everybody, right? This is negotiation tactics. So when you express yourself, you got to share your intentions. You got to share your ideas, feelings, and desires using I statements. You can also use when, then I, or if, then to communicate consequences. There's another form as well called the DESO script, which is you describe a situation, you explain how you feel, you specify what you want, you make your ask, and then you talk about the outcomes, how that's going to affect you positively, or what the negative consequences are going to be. Right? That's putting it all together. You can use that script. Before we continue, make sure you check out one of our free resources to help you develop your assertive communication. You can take the communication style quiz, figure out what your appreciation language is, sign up for the free newsletter for tips every week about assertive communication, get some free trainings, sign up for or watch any of our podcast episodes, and much, much more. You can get all these free resources at assertiveway.com. So go now, put on your Google assertiveway.com and check it out while it's still available. And now let's get back to your training. And then finally, you want to make sure that you avoid weak language. We talked a little bit about that. So you don't want to say sorry all the time. Just do what you need to do, right? Don't say sorry for things that you shouldn't be sorry about. Sorry, I have an opinion. But you have the right to have an opinion. Just share your opinion. Don't say sorry for having an opinion. Sorry, I disagree. No, you have the right to disagree. Don't say sorry for having the right to say something. You're not mandating something. Don't hesitate with maybe, I'm not sure, I might be wrong. All that language that we talked about, that of passive communication, that's no good. That's not going to help you. That's not assertive. That's not confident. No one's going to listen to you after what you say. They're going to ignore you. You're not going to be valued, appreciated, or heard. You're going to feel invisible. Don't use that language. Don't over-justify, right? Keep it short. You want to justify something that you did, a mistake, keep it to one reason. And don't overdo it. Keep it short. Because you don't want to focus everybody's attention on the mistake. You want people to refocus on solutions, on the future, on the good things that you contribute. Don't overemphasize the bad things that you did or that people perceive as negative, because that's not in favor of anybody. It's not going to help problem solve the issue either. And you're not a bad person because you made a mistake or because something happened that, it's not in accordance to other people's expectations. Complete your sentences. So common. People, and I see this in meetings all the time, they start up their phrase and then they don't finish it because somebody else starts speaking, and then people don't listen to you. And they see that as passive, and they don't respect you, and they won't listen to you when you do speak next time. So complete your sentences, even if nobody looks at you while you're doing it. Stand your ground, complete your sentence, even if they ignore you, even if nobody's looking at you. Finish off your sentence, because you'll notice around other people finish their sentences. So finish your sentence with strength, with energy, conviction, and let it be then. And if you need to repeat, at least what that's going to guarantee is that next time that you express yourself, people will listen, or are more likely to listen. Use the broken record technique. What does that mean? That means that sometimes you need to repeat certain things. If something is important and it's not getting heard, you just need to repeat yourself. And that's okay. And that's where the broken record comes from. Like if you're a salesperson, you got to repeat yourself over and over again. If you have employees, you know that your key messages, you need to repeat yourself over and over again. If you're a leader, you have a vision, you have to repeat yourself over and over again every day. And if you have something important to say, you know that you have to keep repeating yourself over and over again, because that's the only way sometimes it's going to stick, because people are busy, people have so much going on in their heads that if you don't repeat yourself, if you don't focus on your message, people won't listen. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about repeating yourself. Repeat yourself. You can use the same words, you can change your words, you can use a different medium, but don't worry about repeating yourself, okay? I know some of you might feel awkward in repeating yourself, but it's totally okay. So avoid weak language. Don't say sorry all the time. Don't use hesitant language like maybe, I'm not sure, I might be wrong. Don't over-justify. Keep it short, complete your sentences, and use the broken record technique. So those, my friends, are the 20 assertive strategies for you to get started around managing your negative emotions, building that curiosity, expressing yourself fully, and avoiding language that makes you look weak. and makes people not pay attention to you. Okay. Now, the sixth step to become assertive is to learn what to say and how to express yourself in different assertive situations. Remember I said that you don't have to be assertive all the time? You only have to be assertive in certain moments, like when you express your feelings, opinions, and rights, when you ask for what you want, when you're promoting yourself at work and networking events without having to brag about it, when you're disagreeing respectfully, when you're giving and receiving criticism and praise, when you're handling conflict and difficult people and difficult situations, when you say no politely. Now here's the thing. Nobody teaches assertiveness and with the full tactics and with the mindset so that you can always feel confident about speaking your mind without anxiety. And I can tell you this because luckily I had a boss that taught me a lot of this, but most people in this site, I had 13 bosses. Other than that one boss, not taught anywhere. And it's really unfortunate. That's why I'm so dedicated to bringing this knowledge to all of you. Because there's so much more to it. And it's not just like plain vanilla communication skills, right? And sure, it's going to develop your social skills, your soft skills, your interpersonal skills. It's all of that. It's part of all of that. And it's going to help you get what you want. But these are really success skills. And I've seen a lot of really successful people say this. Say, you want to be successful, you need to be assertive, right? It's communication that's shameless in a way. You don't have to be shameful of communicating and expressing yourself fully and expressing your mind, right? So I want you to think about claiming your voice, claiming what you deserve in this life, in your career, claiming the success that you are meant to have in a nice, positive, respectful, thoughtful way. Be it the promotion, the money, the resources, the position, the title, the team, or the project. You deserve it. And assertiveness is a powerful communication tool and a mindset tool for everyone. But it's incredibly essential and powerful for people that often get condemned for being aggressive. If somebody ever tells you often that you're aggressive, that you're pushy, then this is really going to help you, right? And often those are women in corporate environments where there's a lot of, or women leaders, where there's a lot of men, or women in STEM, African Americans, a lot of Asians, because there's an expectation that they're quiet and nice. Yeah, a lot of immigrants, there's an expectation that they need to follow the rules. Young leaders in an environment with a lot of older leaders, right? If you see yourself in a situation where people label you in certain ways, then this is going to really help you like crazy. But it's going to help anyone who wants to communicate and express themselves fully. And you can change that reality. You don't need to be silent anymore. You can speak up and make sure that you are respectful, knowing that you are respectful, that you're being kind, that you're being thoughtful, that you are being fully present with other people, but at the same time you're expressing yourself, your needs, so you can get ahead, you can better lead, you can be acknowledged, you can be recognized, you can be appreciated, and all of those good things that we talked about. This training is part of a 6-part training series that you can watch. So if you haven't seen the other videos yet, make sure that you check those out here at the end of this video or in the description below.